with this little sliver of coffee.
Hi, totally disheveled. I have just been at home all day consuming content. It is Buddha's birthday. I have the Monday off, which is nice. I just have this day to just sort of, I feel like I haven't been home. I have. I just haven't been within the living space for for the past 4 days. I've literally just came home just to sleep. I hate neglecting the home like that, but it has been like that. Yeah, I just had a head start on this vlog I'm working on, and to my realization, there's little to no narration, so it just looks like it's just a bunch of random clips together. So yeah, here I am introducing the vlog to you. Hi, hello, it's your boy Nate. I read books because reading is sexy, and if you're not reading, you're not sexy. Just saying. Here to introduce this vlog to you. The whole concept of this vlog was just to share three short stories. I think that's what I was going to call it. 3 short stories. I just like that. You know, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Triangle. I love a pyramid. Alright, well, before I introduce this vlog, I guess I should tell one story, right? Off the top of my head. Okay, I guess I'll share this. On the way home, late one night, I was on the bus. Where was I coming from? I think I was coming from the bar or some sort with a group of friends, and I was gonna go out, but I told myself, you know what does Nathan always tell himself? Leave at the height of fun, and if you do so, you're left wanting more, and others want more from you, and that will just create more engagements in the future. And I left, and I was content, though, you know, kind of sad, kind of lonely, that, you know, normal feelings you feel when you leave your friends. And then on the bus home, very quick bus, it was very nice, it was just like passing through everybody, this guy kind of just, you know, swashing around, imbalanced, finds a seat next to me, drunk, obviously. This is a Friday night, and he makes eyes with me constantly, and I'm just listening to my music, you know, ready to head home. And then, what he does is he does that thing. He puts his head on my shoulder to sleep a bit. And he did. It was like a good 2 or 3 minutes. And then he woke up, kind of like sloshed his head around, looked around, and then put his head on my shoulder again. And then he put his hand on top of mine. I was sitting like this, and my hand was on my bag. He put his hand on top of mine, squeezed it. And in my head, I thought, oh, am I gonna go home with this guy? Does he want me to take him home? I've been in that situation. Whoever needed a place to sleep, I do. Yeah, I don't do anything. Because 1, I'm in shock. 2, 5 minutes before all this, my friend had called me. He was like, hey, I just got out of a movie. Can I hang out a bit? And then in my head, I had to make a decision. Do I have this one night stand? This is a really cute guy, and, you know, haven't had any action in a while. Why not? Or do I listen to my friend talk about a movie he just watched that he really enjoyed? And while I was thinking of all this, the guy, drunk, next to me, sees somebody cute, someone else on the bus. The doors open, and both of them leave together. They get off the bus, and there that goes. I go home, so I just clean up a bit, because my friend's gonna come over. He comes over, and we talk until God knows what time. It was literally 6 a.m. Came over, we just talked about movies till 6 a.m. And there's a reason why he's a really good friend of mine. Dare I say best friend, but yeah, we just, talked for about 7 hours about films. And it was good. But then I think about that, like how the night can split into 2. And I think that's been my entire life. In these moments, I'm smacked in the face with something. And I'm always given these two paths, 2 choices. 2 things I have to decide between. Whatever I choose really lays out my life. I guess, in some parts, that's what this is. This vlog, if you want to call it, or any of my vlogs. But anyway, here to introduce this vlog. Long intro. See, gotta take you real quick. Okay, I have my vlog in my hand, so just really convenient. Okay, this day was really nice. I was getting off of a bit of work and had some time to pass by this gallery. And P21, really cool. If I see, her name is Ju Young Kim. And really cool spatial objects that are really intricate, very delicate, very beautiful, just really cute pastel glasswork with metalwork as well. I wanted to point attention to how everyday objects could present beauty. So I went through that. And it's very special. few days later, a friend from LA was visiting, which is so funny because I actually met him only once before, and for the first time at Hosmer and Worth. I really liked his outfit, and I needed to tell him. I don't know why I needed to tell him, but I did. And then he found himself all the way over in Seoul. Wasn't planning to take this trip, and yeah, we had time to meet up, and it was really cool. We just got coffee and walked around Songsu. It's just nice sometimes to see someone from home. Then it was some weekday, and I was super stressed from work. I was like, "What's showing? What's showing today?" And I saw that Emu Cinema was showing the new Hong Sang-soo with English subs, but it was showing with like in an hour. So literally, I got off work and then ran to this movie, and it was raining. I remember the feeling distinctly. So I literally had that theater all to myself, which was very special. Just like having this one Hong Sang-soo movie to myself. By the time I stepped out of the theater, it was night. The air was fresh because it just rained, and the lights were just a little more beautiful. But that night, yeah, life is just really beautiful sometimes in that way, where you really do need that happy hour drink. You know, you really do that midweek movie to really get things going, to remind you that life isn't just labor. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Yeah, I'm essentially giving you May in a wrap, but these are just early days of May, and I had the chance to see one of my friend's exhibits. He's a photographer, just released his first monograph, which is incredible, and just won like a major film photography award in Seoul, which is super cool. It was just set up in this really cute spot in Jongro, and all the tree branches were billowing in the wind. It was just such a perfect spring day with such great warmth and coolness that you can't help but just be outside and see why people are out, and the streets were busy and everything. It was just really one of those special spring days. You know, a lot of times people say small talk around the weather is really boring, but like, God, I could go on and on about that day. It was really nice. And yeah, it was very cute, very small space, and there's so much natural light that came in and gave so much respect to the photographs. But what he does is a lot of street photography that capture things within moments, and you can really see the movement of his subjects. So they're standstill, and this is a very specific moment. A great sense of brisk movement around the subject, which I think is so special that he's able to create. And yeah, right next door was a cute secondhand shop. Yeah, it was just really great. Great curation and great space, and had a lot of warmth. And reasons why I love Jongro as a sort of like bustling city, but it's also a very peopled part of the city that I like a lot. And then afterwards, went to this gallery that I haven't been to in a really long time that's set up in this building. The whole building is just dedicated to selling used music equipment, new equipment, but just like, yeah, instruments, guitars, brass, pianos, just everything. It's a great, interesting space to just like wander around if you're ever free in afternoon. I always forget there's this like old school. I do have information on it. It's this one. It is the Hangmanggukjang. It's crazy. It says here it's been around for 60 years and it's only 2001, which is like $1 a movie. And they're like great old movies here. The Swan with Grace Kelly, The Crimson Pirate with Burt Lancaster. Just incredible stuff. Anyway, I've been wanting to see a movie here, but never had the chance. But very old school theater. And yeah, forget that was there. And it was nice to just sort of look at it for the first time. Often, when I am in a place that is crowded and loud, I look around at all the people who are talking and I think about how much of their being is concentrated in their voices and how I'm living a fraction of that life. And then I play a useless game with myself. Would it have been preferable to have lost my hearing or sight instead? The sickening self-pity sharpens when I actually listen to what people are talking about. A few days ago, I finished If I Had a Face by Francis Cha, and it's fun. Very petty, very bitchy, but it reminds me of this holiday party that I went to with a bunch of techies, and this was at the height of the tech boom. There are these type of like upper middle class Asian Americans that all went to Ivy League, and they were talking about things that were about the future and so heavy set about wanting a house, wanting children, white picket fence, 2.5 children, that kind of thing. It seems so silly to me because I was 22, 23, something like that. Not once had I thought about my future in that way. It's weird and it's funny is I don't think you should because there's still so much of your 20s that I had to live out and I think most people had to live out. So it was so funny to hear them talk about those things, and now I wonder if they're married at all, if they have children, if they rethought anything about their history. Anyway, it was such a nerve-wracking party because it's those kinds of parties that
I just feel so inadequate about myself, and I just hate gatherings of people in that way because there were about like 15, 17 people, and I can't tell you any of their names. And that was years ago, but like I get so nervous because I'm not my best self, and it's just like, how do you even prove to these people that reason why I hate group interviews, because I don't think that's fair to the individual, to the person who wants this, who needs this job, maybe, but like it's just unfair. It's just this giant competition that is dog eat dog world. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the world sometimes. So at that party, I intoxicated myself a lot. It was a lot of Jameson that I remember. Not the names of any of those people at the party, but James, that's a name I remember for sure. A couple shots of that. It was pretty bad because then I decided I was still so nervous. At that time, I hadn't even graduated yet. I was working two jobs, like making scraps. Couldn't really, I was living paycheck to paycheck and could barely afford my apartment that I was sharing in San Francisco. On top of that, putting myself through school full time, it's just, it was a lot. Yeah, I just felt it's so inadequate with these people who already had high salaries. And I was at that party, I was just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? I was invited, friend of a friend, and was told there was good food. I can't even remember if there was any food at all. Because I remember eating before going to the party, so there was no use. There was no use. But the alcohol was free, which was nice. I can't say no to a free drink. No, no. Yeah, my friend that I was with had some good kush, and I decided to partake because I was still so high up on my nerves. Yeah, I took some. After that, I felt so loose, so within myself, but also so comfortable within the uncomfortable. I'm gonna be very frank. I yo-yo. I'm never quite happy with my weight. I have terrible eating habits. Some days I'll eat really good, some days I'll eat really bad. It's a week to week basis. It's very, very different. I yo-yo a lot, but when when I was feeling myself, I wasn't happy with the pudginess I was in with myself, but there was a point within that high that I was just like, this is it, this is me. I have to be happy with what I have because that's all I have. I have one body and that's it. And I can change that. I can still make changes, sure. But yeah, never been quite happy with myself or my body, my self image, and that's why I love clothes so much because I feel like I can hide in them, and I love that. I love that you can put on a costume and be whoever you want to be, and clothes have that power at times. Anyway, felt myself so much that I just went into an empty room. I don't even know whose house this was, but it was an empty room, and they had this white fur rug. And I just felt the most Luke's just in that rug. And I was just rolling around in the rug, feeling myself. And I orgasmed right there on the rug, in my pants. And then I fell asleep. But it was like the best sleep I've had in like weeks. It wasn't even sex with myself. It was like sex with some otherness that, yeah, I didn't touch myself. That was the thing. I didn't put my hands down my pants. I didn't stroke nothing at all. And I just right there on the rug, and I slept a lot. I woke up the next morning, 9 a.m. It was dead quiet, and I was just like, what? What am I still doing here? How am I supposed to get home? I woke up. There's nothing. Thankfully, it was all done in my pants, and it had dried up, so it was fine. Opened the door quietly. Nothing. Everything was cleaned up. I was like, when did this party end? Nobody asked for me either. But my shoes were still there in the doorway. It was one of those parties, take off your shoes parties. I just put my shoes on and then left. And the door closed on its own, and yeah, I went home. And I think I slept somewhere. But that was it. That was that party. Don't know any of those people. Don't know whose house that was. I do remember it was somewhere in the Mission. It was very nice. A lot of natural lighting. They had like a sky roof. And yeah, just really glorious natural light. So I woke up in the morning. It looked like daylight. It was day. I was reminded that it was day. Don't you love that? The most sobering thing sometimes is the sun itself and the day telling you, hey, hey, wake up. Can't be drunk anymore. Go on. Get. Skeet, skeet, skedaddle. And yeah, it was beautiful though. That was, yeah. Parties though. Parties. As much as I love them, and as much as I love people watching, me, myself, and I having to present myself, all of myself, to the best of my availability, whatever availability that is on that given day, because it varies. Oh, I did want to show you, because I don't think I showed it very well. I recently saw the new Hong Sang-soo, and they had this poster. Thank you, Emu Cinema, for always providing the best of the best. Gotta be real, this was just okay. But speaking about presenting themselves, it's about a woman who has made her comeback as a movie star. She stars in this indie film, and the whole film is essentially these interviews that she has, saying the same things. 3 different interviews, but she kind of says the same thing over and over. The last question at each interview is, what would you say to the youngins? She says the same thing. Love yourself. The hardest, the most. And then the ending of the film is her acting class, and she basically acts out a culmination of all the interviews she just underwent into this one singular thing. And then she changes a few things. She says everything that she wants to say. But it's so strange because you don't know if she actually means it or if she meant it when she was with the interviewer. And what is the actual self? If there is even a true self. Or if there are just portions of the true selves. But one thing is clear is that with each person that she sees, a portion of yourself comes out. And I think it's people. People need people in that I don't think you can see versions of yourself without the existence of other people. It's through encounters with other people do you really get to understand and see yourself flesh out. Especially as you eat, pray, love your way around things. I think it's through human interactions and other people that you really do get to know yourself a lot better. And so maybe those people at those parties, even though I don't remember their faces, nor do I remember their names, maybe I needed them to see, absolutely see the inadequacies in me so that I know how to perform better at parties. I think I do. I'm very much more sure of myself. I write my own material too. Let it be known. If I'm not that funny, but I do write my own stuff. Yeah. I will say with every person is a different kind of rehearsal, so I'm always rehearsing different material to make sure I get that line right, you know what I mean? But in the end, it's an okay film. I think it's interesting in its own experimentation. I love that Hong Sang-soo is sort of notable filmmaker, but I find it so funny that he fancies within the experimental realm. This is no exception to that. His output is incredible when you think of this film in comparison to bigger budget films that he's done. But it's all sort of the same, you know, sitting down with people, talking to them, and self-reflexivity. That's most of his work, I want to say. The same goes with art, you know. You yourself interact with different forms of art, different films, different books, and then, yeah, they act as sort of windows to see into portions of yourself. So it's not just people, but I think art. And art's about people.
Hey, say hi to everybody. They're watching us. Hi. Can you?
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void.
Do you want to hear my song?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, so 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10. All the numbers are important.
Howdy folks, I survived the night and I am here on a Saturday morning. I'm very sweaty. I'm very sweaty. I don't know why I decided to wear 2 shirts today at the same time. Yeah, going to meet Carrie right now for coffee because that's much required. But just, yeah, dumped all my books for the book swap the next day. Let's go. D-Day. Let's go. Guys, can we appreciate this fit right now? Look at this belt, the details. The craft, the beauty.
I love this book. It's the only cozy fiction I've actually liked. These are so cool because it's really good if you open it. Yeah, I have that. So if you were to want to try to read this.
You're a member of our meet our collaborating author Mocha is
Actually, on Instagram, where I'm most active, there is a whole community of bookstagrammers from all around the world, and we follow each other and we get recommendations from each other, and we basically share our reading all the time.
Just finished this morning. A Talkative Man by R.K. Narayan. Haven't read much Indian literature, so I thought I should do it. Wonderful. Heard Faye from the Bibliocracy speak with Anton Her and Sean Lynn Hulbert. It's so good to be in the presence of bookish people just talking about books. It was really wonderful. A little too hot for anyone's own good, but wonderful. Here is a man that stumbles into a town, a made-up town, just sort of spews his philosophy out and upon people without warning, without anything really. You don't know why he's there particularly, but he has a history of women that he's married, and one of them finds him in this town and claims to be his wife. And so it ends up being this really lofty story about running away from your problems, finding yourself anew in another place, a place that you're trying to call home. Yeah, ultimately, I think it's a story about running away from your problems, and if your problems chase after you,
or if you're actually the problem and it's you that needs to be worked out. Yeah, I'll admit, I spent a great deal of my life running away. I essentially ran away from San Francisco because I was in such a shitty roommate situation that was just so awkward. I had a roommate she was just so stuck within herself, believed that she was right on all accounts, but she did this thing where in a 2-bedroom of 4 pitted all of us against each other to make us hate each other, and it was just a miserable living experience that I didn't know how to get out of. And so I ran away to France. I don't know why I thought running away to France would be the solution to everything, but in doing so, it was actually quite nice. I have this habit of running away, and it's in other places, I think, that you really see parts of yourself, parts that you didn't totally register in the place that you came from. I didn't quite come from San Francisco, but I did quite a bit of living there. I want to say, almost a decade. I spent almost a decade of my life in the Bay Area. Before that was LA. And yeah, I did run away from LA to San Francisco to sort of find myself, and then run away again from San Francisco to France. Yeah, I mean, being in France, was that 2015, 2016, something like that. I didn't realize that to French natives I don't look American, and that's just such a funny thing to think about and say, because all my life I believed I was American until I left to France, and then realized that I don't look American. And so everyone assumed that I was either Chinese or something or other. And yeah, we'll say in the south of France, I wouldn't say education is its best suit, but yeah, there were a lot of ignorant remarks that I underwent and dealt a great deal of racism and upon me, and made me spiral into this thing of oh my god, am I Asian American or American Asian? Am I Vietnamese American or American Vietnamese? And I didn't know where to stand. And it wasn't until I came back to San Francisco to finish my undergrad that I took an Asian American Studies class, and my mind was blown of how underlooked the Asian American was within the United States, how much history wasn't covered in my US history classes, and I was shocked, really. I didn't know what to make of myself. Oh gosh, there's that great, speaking of Asian American History Month, I'm gonna find it right here, right now. There's a review of past lives on Letterboxd that I absolutely love. Okay. This is from a user called VEE. Their 1-star review of past life says, I just want the cut fruit poetry diaspora to know that we don't think about you at all back in Asia. We have our own stuff going on, and frankly, you should too. And that's not to make anyone's issues minuscule in any way, but yeah, a portion of my Asian American studies in not just history, but literature, and then especially children's literature. That's another tangent I won't have time to get into, but there was a moment in my creative writing program that I just spent a lot of time devoted to cut fruit poetry. Yeah, that I really had to work parts of myself out to really be where I am today. I don't know if it's any better than what it was, but a lot of questions that I had then have been answered, and I mean, I feel better, fuller, knowing that I have those answers. But running away, you do really have to run away sometimes to find out what is actually wrong with you and sort those things out. And I'm glad I did. I am glad I always run away, because that's just a survival instinct, right? It's just I'm acting upon my very native self and protecting myself in some ways. Though I've realized that hurts other people, and I've hurt a great deal of people immensely because of my running away, that, I'm not proud of it, but at the same time, I have my own stuff going on, and frankly, other people have their own stuff going on too. I think I'm grateful and thankful for people who have stayed in my life after my attempts at running away. And I guess that's real love, isn't it? There's always a tale to be told, running away, and then returning as the hero back home, I guess. But, I mean, yeah, learned a lot about myself. Oh my gosh, can I show you? It's so sweet. Of course, met up with Carrie for coffee before all of the book shenanigans, and she gave me this Eric Carle tote bag, this little cute book bag. Isn't that adorable? Look at that! And on the back, there you got it with the fruit. Cut fruit, by way of caterpillar. But that is me, isn't it? Isn't that me?
Yes, so adorable. Thank you, Carrie. Love you so much. And then, finally met Books on a Rooftop. If you don't follow her on Instagram, she's wonderful. Oh, gosh. And we just had great string of conversations about books and films. And I could just talk to her all day. And, you know, it's so wonderful when you find your people, right? And she's my people. I really had a great time meeting just a bunch of people within the book community here. It grows, it expands. The universe is expanding, and so do my communities here. But she gifted me this sentimental value little bookmark. Look at that. So cute. Still a film I think about, and I might have to add it to my canon, I think, because it really has impacted me, and I've watched it quite a deal of times. Like 5 times, I think, by now. But there it is. And on the back is wonderful. There it is, little house. Has the director and cast names, and so adorable there. Look at that. But yeah, it's in the shape of a ticket there by Megabox. Megabox does also wonderful tickets. But yes, look at that. I'm gonna use this as a bookmark. But yes, today's the book swap. Today's Sunday. I brought my haul of books yesterday, so I don't have to sweat my way through today, because it has been such a scorcher this past week, actually. And I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm not ready for summer. Is anybody ready for summer? I'm just sweating. But yeah, so that should be fun. I'm ready to swap books. It's been nice, actually. I spent this past week really just grinding through a bunch of books on my bookshelf. Yeah, getting rid of a bunch of things. And now, in prep of the next book swap, I'm thinking of like what I really need to get to just hand off to others. And in part, that is my service to the book community, because I feel that there isn't a strong enough realm of literary fiction within the expat community, within English books in Korea. The circulation is just very poor circulation here in terms of lit fic. So that's my doing. So yeah, that's my good service to the book world here. DB Books, absolutely wonderful if you need English books in Seoul, South Korea. DB Books has got you, because they supply most of the books to YP Books and Kyobo as well. So shop from them, because it's sourced from them. Before that, I still have a bit of time. Oh, next book. I guess I should tell you. Teddy Bears Never Die by Chae Yeon. This is translated by Song Ryu. I gotta be going to this book chat that she's doing at YP Books, I think it is. And I just started, literally, first few pages. And interesting, very interesting. When the fledgling coastal town of Yamu was rocked by a mass poisoning at the Seaview Park, a luxury high-rise meant to revitalize the city, Hwayoung was one of many who lost family members, except she never believed that her mother was poisoned. Now, fueled by grief and desire for revenge, Hwayoung spends her time hustling to save every penny and bring those responsible to justice. Exciting. Love a revenge story. Excited to go to the chat, so gonna make a head start, a good jump into this. It's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. Does anyone else feel that there's not enough time in the world? Not enough time in the day? And just every single day, every day that passes, I just get less and less time to do things that I need to do. Notes on Camp, finally.
I've read it. I just thought it would be good to own.
Yeah.
I've never read any Tove Ditlevsen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not even the Moomin comics?
That's Tove Jansson.
Oh, oopsies.
But I love Tove Jansson. And this is just as like a modern,
Jesus
as like a big
Christ.
modernist geek. It's shameful that I don't own this. So I thought for 4,000. Yeah.
Okay,
so
this I
good.
had so much
I've
fun
wanted to read this
reading.
forever and ever.
I
And
saw
I love
your
this cover.
review.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah,
I like
this
this
is
too.
good. This is good.
This is a good
This is
cover
good.
for
good.
Juhae.
It's really
A little video, is that okay? Hi, I'm Faye, and this is my DB stack.
It's hard work reading
Hard
books.
work.